So the stage is now set for verse 8, the anger of the Lord is kindled. Verse 9, the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. The Lord raised up a deliverer. So you see that. They're down here. They cried unto the Lord. So God raises up our first, and notice it didn't use the word judge in this context. In the KJV, it says their first deliverer.
And it's worth noting that first deliverer, the Othniel here, he's Caleb's nephew. Okay, and so there's this continuity with the generation of Joshua. Remember, Joshua and Caleb were the two spies who spied. They're the good spies of the 12 spies. And so as judges, as we begin this whole process, the Lord gives Israel sort of continuity with the previous sort of leadership, Moses, Joshua, Caleb, with this sort of familial connection between Othniel and Caleb.
Very, very powerful. It gives him that sense of connection and authenticity to be a leader because of his family relation. Now, what does Othniel do? Verse 10, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel, and he went out to war.
And then the Lord delivers him from Chushan Rishatayim, which is a word that means double evil. And this is probably just tradition that how bad this guy is in the ancient Israelite perspective. It's kind of great. And by the way, as a small thing, Mesopotamia here is not Iraq. The Hebrew here is Aram Naharaim, so this is up in Syria. This is actually really close to where Abraham comes from, rather than from Iraq. And sort of the two rivers here are not the Tigris and Euphrates. So there in verse 10, it also says, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. This idea of the Spirit of the Lord or Jehovah coming upon the judges. This is how judges are called in the book of Judges. The actual Hebrews rushed on him. The Spirit of Jehovah rushes on the judge, and then he's called, and he gets this charismatic authority to lead and save and deliver Israel.
I love you pointing this out, because this word prosperity shows up in the book of Judges, where it says, and the Lord did prosper Samson. And the underlying Hebrew is that the Spirit of the Lord rushed down upon him. I think, well, that's interesting. When we go partake of the sacrament, we are claiming our loyalty to God, that we can also have the Spirit of God rush down upon us and prosper us. So when we look in the Book of Mormon about God prospering people, sure, material blessings is often what God wants to offer people. But the most significant thing is, when we talk about prospering, it's having the Spirit of God. When you're with God, when you have His Spirit, you can do anything. That's the lesson I see here.